G'day guys, and welcome to World of Tanks with the Magnificent Margon. I haven't done this in a long time, and I haven't done a review on any of the tanks. So I was actually searching through which tank I haven't done, and the IS-3 is a tank I haven't done. Now, I have had a little bit of trouble lately on this tank. I don't know whether it's just the fact that, no, I haven't really had that much trouble. As you can see, I haven't done my double star today. I have been a bit slack lately. I haven't played that much tanks, but I still have I had some damn good games in this game. It's just unfortunate I just don't win. Same with this tank, the Prot. I've only just got a win for the day, and I just thought I'm tired of playing today. So I will actually set up a review. Now I'm going to review the IS-3. Now the IS-3 is not a bad tank. 1500 hit points compared to other tier 8 heavies. Let's line that up quickly while I waffle on. It's not actually too bad. Heavies, turn this one off. So as you can see, I got a few. 1500. Well, overcompensating for the fact that it's a premium tank and it has the R2D2 cup holders, the boobies, whichever you want to call, on the front of this tank is the weak point on the KV5. Tiger 2, 1600, a bit more hit points. Weak points only, the gun, the right hand side of the turret, cup holder, lower panel. Carnarvon was 1600. It's got a lot of sloping armor and well angled. Despite its low armor for a heavy tank, it's not too bad. So out of all the heavy tanks I've got, really, it's the highest. It's the lowest, but this one is probably one of the bounciest. That lower panel there is very hard to hit on this. The cheeks, however, are very big weak points, and that little cup holder just by the gun, if you can hit it, is fairly weak too at the best of times. So, I do enjoy playing my IS-3. It's probably one tank that I actually do enjoy most of all. The weight, well, as you can see with the setup I've got, it only weighs a little under 500 tons, which isn't too bad. Engine power, 70 horsepower, and I don't think I have this with everything on it. Oh, the only thing I'm missing is the radio. I'm not too concerned about the radio at the moment. I'm trying to really get the IS-8 at the moment. The IS-8 is the goal that I'm working towards the most. Traverse speed, speed limit is 38 kilometers an hour. Traverse speed 30. That's not too bad. It actually turns pretty reasonably. Compared to other heavies, 18. Carnarvon, you can't match it really with much. Traverse speed's only 34, so it's not too bad. The IS, traverse 30, 24, so it's not, the Carnarvon's not that fast at turning. So the IS is actually pretty good at traverse speed, 28 on the Tiger 2. So all in all, that's not too bad really when you think about it. It's pretty fast traverse speed, but I'd say that's to overcompensate for the fact of its sort of weak points on the cheeks. You want to get round, and you want to be straight on the people so you can use this to bounce properly more than anything else and give them nothing to shoot at, and that's more or less. And side scraping's not too bad. Now you got 110 frontal, 90 sides, and 60 rear, so it's not too bad. Turret 249, so you need a hell of a lot to penetrate, but I've been noticing lately that people have been able to hit just there on that cup holder and that one there. And I've been getting hit a lot more commonly there. Now that's whether or not with this recent expansion, they may have lowered something about that and made it slightly different so you can penetrate them easily to do damage to turret. I'm not sure, but I've noticed that even I have been penetrating IS-3s very easily around the top there and doing damage. A little bit disappointing. Rate of fire 4.51 rounds a minute with the gun rammer vents put on it. It's not too bad. Hang on. Rate of fire. Oh, it gives a load time. Now that's new. I've never noticed that load time 11 seconds. Oh, that's pretty good. Something new that I've never noticed. I'm sitting there going, why is that saying that there? Turret Traverse 26. Now, compared to everyone else, 21. Tiger 2 is 27, and the Carnarvon's 36. The Carbon has got a pretty fast traverse speed on its turret. View range 350, 346 actual on this one. Signal range actual is 666 for me, but 625 is what it's normally. So it's all Carnarvon's not bad. As you can see on my crew, I've actually got 6 Sense Recon, Deadeye Snapshot, Clutch Braking Smooth Ride, and Safe Storage and Repairs. Now I did retrain this. On this guy he had, in his screws he had camouflage. Only reason why I put safe storage is recently this thing for me has been getting ammo racked like no tomorrow, and I got sick and tired of it. So I actually changed this guy to have safe storage on him and keep the repairs going at the moment. And since I've done that, I haven't been ammo racked quite as much. So I don't know. It's something I've noticed becoming more and more common in the tank, that I've been getting ammo racked. Now that could come down to the fact that since bringing in the turret blowing off on tanks, people are trying to find out where the weak point is for ammo racking just to see that cool thing, or whether it's the fact that my ammo is actually being damaged very easily in this tank. It was just something I've noticed recently, so I've actually gone about and made sure that I'm securing my loads better to prevent things like that happening, and since doing that it's actually been quite effective. So let's go have a look at the damage model on Tank Inspector. Now I haven't used Tank Inspector for a while now, so let's see how we go. So over here on Tank Inspector we have our lovely IS-3. As you can see, it doesn't look quite as pretty as it does in game, but that's probably because I haven't updated the Tank Inspector or whatever reason. It doesn't look too bad. Now this is the damage model, which isn't too bad. It sort of shows what you need to know. As you can see on the front here, now wherever I scroll over, it's about 110, but most of it seems to be ranging depending upon where the shots are, from pretty well 160 to up here 190, sort of up the top here 200. As I said, that weak point straight on, it says it's a ricochet there. Let's see, 138. So if you do go straight on, you got to try and really hit this and hope that the gun isn't in the way, because you try to shoot through the gun, you're not going to be successful, unfortunately. So that's a weak point. Except if they come out on this sort of an angle, well, you're going to penetrate them relatively easily. Most guns can penetrate straight through with 140. As I said, I've been noticing a lot more have been hitting me up here, down the centre. 32 mils. That's amazing, actually. That's something new. So that's probably why I'm finding that the top of my turret, everyone is just shooting the pieces. That point there. So I thought it was the cup holders, but it's actually directly down the centre. Now that's interesting that it's got that big weak point on this tank. So if you're sitting up, say in a Tiger 2, you're really looking down, so you're hitting that the whole time, penetrating basically no armour. Anywhere on the turret of the tank is generally pretty much a ricochet. It is a very well-rounded turret. The sides, I've penetrated plenty of ISs on the side. Side of the tank is, well, pretty useless. The rear, yeah, same again. Rear of the turret, yeah, well, it's the way it goes. So the IS isn't too bad a tank. Now I've been, as I said, having some great matches in this, so that's the damage model. There's not much to it. If you want to read the stats, I can quickly pull them up. There you go. Firepower, maneuverability, mobility, sustainability, scoutability, battle stuff, economy, and miscellaneous information. So That's all there. If you guys are interested, you can read that to your heart's content. I'm not going to sit here and go right the way through it. That's not what I'm gonna do. If you wish to read it, it's all there. You can pause this video, go through it, find a bit more information about it if you wish. But that's basically it. Now, no, that doesn't do anything else. Cool. So there you go. That's the damage roll. As you can see, I can make the turret go woo all the way around. So let's jump in for a couple of battles now and see what we get. So here we go, guys. El Haluf. This is an average sort of battle, more or less. Not one of my finest moments. I haven't got a better one to show you after this one. Basically, the IS-3 to me is I play it to a certain extent like I did with my British tanks. I think I'm gay. Well, I'm glad you think you're gay. The things you see in chat windows when you go through and watch them after you've done your gameplays. A lot of the time I don't get time to read them. I read to a certain extent to see the messages like help and stuff like that, but that's about it. I don't actually sit back and I think he said he's gay. Good. Now, so as I was saying, I don't know, mate, I do hold back on my tanks a bit too much, and lately I haven't been holding back, and it's been getting me killed a lot more. So I've been playing a lot better lately since I've taken it easy. Now with the IS-3, now they were developed back in 1944 with a total of 29 of these manufactured at the time, end of World War II. By the middle of 1946 there was about 2,300 of these things running around, but none of them actually saw action in World War II. So really these were aftermath tanks of different events. The idea of the IS-3 was to rival against the Tiger II. That was the whole purpose of it, and so it was designed for close quarters combat. Now I don't really use this as a close combat quarters tank. I've always seemed to use it as long range, and maybe that's why I haven't been able to be as successful. But a lot of the time, particularly in a tier 10 match, you can't go in close quarters for these tanks. So generally you have to use your amazing gun power that this thing has. Now I didn't review that in the other window, so I'll do that quickly now. As you can see, penetration 225, damage 293, premium rounds 265, 390 damage, and then of course you've got the lovely HEs, which are 68 pen and 465 damage. So it's not too shabby. I do enjoy using my IS-3 for different things and different events. It is a very powerful tank. Now, it took me a long time to get this tank to really shine to me, and this tank comes into its element with the Top Gun. The Top Gun is the one that it changes absolutely everything on this tank, and you really do feel the difference with the 122 BL9. Driving around with the tier 8 gun, I think it is, the DT25 isn't too bad, but it just lacked the penetration. Once I got that extra penetration, this thing really came into an element with me, and I started to have a lot more games. As you can see, I am doinking shots left, right and centre here, but that was just the way it is. Being a low profile tank does give you a lot more advantages. You're able to just sort of sneak around and use cover, low lying cover a lot more, as well as you can hide in bushes a bit better. And this thing I find does, holy heck, did I actually hit anything in this battle? I didn't really watch this battle. That was ridiculous, and I missed that one. Sometimes I wonder why I actually load up normal rounds. I should be just loading up HEs and shooting them, because I doink that many shots that I'd probably do a hell of a lot better with HEs being loaded than normal shots sometimes, financially. So the speeds of this, as you can see, this thing's moving along quite nicely. Like it's reaching its top speed just running over all these rocks here quite easily and quite comfortably. Now this hasn't been a great match for me. This is just one of those matches where I've just trundled along. Now, don't know what it is, I haven't had matches like this where I can just dawdle along and you're not really dawdling. You watch people just die left, front, and centre. Maybe I'm just going way too aggressively, like I said I was. As you see, I'm playing it smartly, using a bit of cover, using the dead tank just to protect me, using the low profile. That didn't work too well for me, and I hit the ground again. I'm not doing too well at the moment, as you can see, but that's okay. Better things will come next. Hello. And that was a dismal place shot, and it cost me some health now. Yep, as you can see, that was stupid of me. As I mean, I a lot of the time I don't take my time and place my shots. I just fiddle fart around. Okay, I think the T-57 is a little bit unhappy that an IS got his round off, his shot off before he did. Oh well, lucky IS3. No, that wasn't luck. That was just me doinking 2 shots, and you were just lucky. Maybe I am lucky. Sometimes I'm not. I said always. So alright, that was that one. Pretty cruisy, not even 1,000 damage done. So let's go over the next one. Now, I have really enjoyed this tank. It's taken me a lot to get used to this tank. As you can see, this is in swamps. Now, the IS-3 is not really designed as a tank for field battle. It was designed as an urban assault, and it really comes into elements using its fast traverse speed and stuff like that to get around the buildings and everything like that. So to actually have a really good monster game in a open plane map is very hard to a certain extent. I actually find I'm better on these sort of maps where there's no real concealment and no real cover, but I can use the little bits of concealment that are around to my advantage, and I do this very commonly. Now, you might sit there and go, well, that's a bit hard to believe. Well, I don't know, I've always liked, particularly, Swamp has always been a favourite of mine. Helmsdorf has always been a favourite of mine. And I actually did enjoy the old port map before they took it out of sight, out of circulation. I actually think they removed it from the game completely. I don't know why port got removed. I thought port was actually very good. It had its little bit of city, it had its highway, it had a railway track area. It also had a bit of a desert area. I know to a certain extent some sides did have advantages on that map, but at the same time it was sort of one of those things that it worked perfectly fine, and I really did enjoy it, and it was a good map. It was one of the first maps I learned to play on. As you can see, on the side of that IS-3, it wasn't real tough on that turret. Now, the BL9 gun is basically designed to wreck things. The predecessor gun, the D25T, it bounces off a lot of things. But when you do get the BL9 gun, it has the ability to destroy tier 9s, and that's the great thing about this tier 8 tank. It really is very strong against tier 9s once you get the top gun, and a lot of the time that's what it is. Even with the Tiger 2, I found it didn't come into its element until basically I got the top gun. Now, as you can see, I'm actually playing this map fairly aggressively. I've got a lot of support on this side, and I knew that we had to conquer this side as quickly as possible. There's another good shot that I've just planted into, and that was into the KV3. I've bounced a shot, which is perfect. I like that, and I'm just sort of half using. Now, I've got to go right up to shoot the KV3. I've taken a big hit there, and that was from the tortoise over the right, and I've just bounced the other IS-3. This is where I actually started to work out that this tank had really good potential when used in close quarters. And you can see I just zoom up that little bit, use the hill to my advantage to hide behind, hit him, and I didn't even really aim that one. I was just sort of pointing in the direction, and I just blasted him beside the turret. And that's what I mean. The BL9 gun is very powerful. If you get the ability just to use it, use it. Now the tortoise, he's fired at me. Now I was hoping to side scrape a bit there. Line up, missed over the top of him. Bounced off. Bounced his shot though, because he hit the right hand cheek instead of the left hand cheek. Now, as you can see, I'm just using my profile to sneak up. What have I got to shoot at? And bounced off the side of him. Okay, that wasn't real smart of me. Oh dear, let's just take a breath. And that's it. And that's it. Now I've just done 2,000 damage. Now I've looked at the map and gone, wow, okay. The team's pushing up on the left. And I'm playing with Shojimaru, and Shojimaru's on his lurver. And I've actually said, I'm going to have to go back. All these guys can push up and do whatever they want, but nobody's watching. They're in across the creek, or the river, whichever way you want to do it. So it means they're closer to our flag than we are. We haven't been able to push across fast enough, because that tortoise held us up a bit. So now I've actually run back, and this is where I have to really play this tank smart, get into a position where I can use the pike nose on the tank to do some work, as well as using concealment and cover and the low profile of the tank. So I've come up using the hill slightly to conceal me, along with all these bushes, and I'm trying now to use the bushes to actually shoot through and light up my targets. Now, great thing is the Tiger 2's just lighting them all up for me, so I can sit back here and take shots like that through bushes and know that I'm not going to be seen. And the Conqueror's still somewhere over there, and he's about there. Take a pot shot. No, okay, he's moved on. Now I'm using HEs. Now this is the funny thing, I didn't realise that I'd loaded up HEs. And as you can see, I was like, why am I firing HEs? Why have I only got 2 shots left? And I looked down and go, ooh, okay. So I actually must have, when I was driving around and hit W, I bumped 3. Now everyone's yelling, cap, cap, cap. Now I've just pushed my tank up into the bush so I can spot out of. Show's actually heading up to the cap area, and yeah, well, the Lurva is not a fast tank, and this is when he's just come back to the game and starting to get used to playing it again. And Water Tanks is not an easy game to play. He's enjoying War Thunder a lot more. Now that's one guy I've just spotted, the Conqueror. As you can see, they've got quite bouncy armor. Now I've just been spotted because I shot while sitting in the bush, which means I'm revealed to everyone, and I've got to pull back, plant a good shot into him, and now I haven't been seen. I've been 6 seconds shooting through the bushes, so I can push back up into this bush, use this bush, and someone's just fired at me now. I'm pretty sure that they're just guesstimating. And I did it again. Pull back, use the hill, haven't been spotted, so I can now use this position. There's a T25 up there, and there's the, what was up there, the E4. So now we know where the 2 TDs are. Now there is an IS in the middle of the swamp area and another Type 59 floating around, as well as there's a further there. Now the IS has got the right idea. This is probably the perfect time to cap. They're in a very, very strong position. There's the Hellcat. Running, and I don't pull back. I only detrack it, but I shot through that bush, which means he can't see me, but I can't see him. Now, I do take a bit of a wild gun shot here. I don't know whether I hit the Hellcat or not until I re-see him. I'm pretty sure I did hit him, but I'm not entirely sure now. The Hellcat has disappeared completely. Now I know he's not there, which means he could be anywhere now because I haven't seen him, but he is still on my sight range. So unless he's there, he is. And I did get one shot into him. There's another shot just to finish him off, and I still haven't been spotted. Now we've just capped out the base. It was a bit of disappointing that we capped out. Purely and simply, what's going on? Hello, give me my camera back. Okay, I can't get a camera view. Righto, you want to be like that. Fair enough. So, that's pretty well it, guys. I can't say much else about it. The IS-3 is a great tank, as you can see. Hold down, using cover and bushes. Now, I was sitting in the middle of the map, as you can see, and using the Tiger 2 to do a bit of spotting for me over to the ridge here to my left, and I was spotting everything up in the centre here, watching what was coming, and we were able to well defend this position and keep them back from actually assaulting the base. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. The IS-3 is a great tank, and I recommend it very, very strongly. I have enjoyed it, and it is a very, very, very good tank. And like I don't know, it's one of those things where this tank will look after you if you look after it and use it in the right way. So I hope you've enjoyed this, guys. Now, I haven't done a review in a long time, and I've been meaning to do a review. I just haven't been able to find the right tank and the right battles to do it. And this is one of those battles where I wanted to show that not only is it great on urban maps in close quarters, when you can get the BL9 to actually do distance firing like this, you can actually be quite a threat to teams in this map. Now, I'm pretty sure I did over 3,000 battles. 3,000 damage in this one. I haven't uploaded this one onto... You know what? I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to show you the final results from this battle before we finish up. So here you go, guys. As you can see, 4,000 XP. This is a 3 times first win XP day. Not a bad result. 80,000 credits made, so it was pretty good. I didn't get quite top damage. I did 3,400 damage though, so it's not too bad. No wards, nothing else for it. Pretty bland. This is back at 9.0. This battle. So damage wise, meh. You can see that the 54 and I getting to 3,000 did make the difference overall. Only by not by much, because if they got a bit higher damage, it could have been a difference here. Numbers wise, ending, yeah, they're still pretty strong. They just got a lot of low tier tanks left. Super Persian, though, it's not too bad. The Ferdinand would have been hard to kill until we got around the side, but that's about it. So all in all, not a bad battle. Now, as you can see, the armor blocked over 1,000 damage, and I haven't really been able to block 1,000 damage lately since this latest patch. Now, that's whether they've actually altered the tank body on it and given that turret that weak point on the top. But I'm not entirely sure. As I said, 3,400 damage. I only spent 15,000, so I actually made 58,000 credits in this battle. That's plus the 6,000 for repairs on the vehicle. Damage due to assisting players, only 249, so it's not great. I didn't exactly do much to deserve anything. Vehicles damaged 6, and I destroyed 2 vehicles. Shots fired 16, and I got 14 of them were actual hits. So, and penetrations 11 of them. So it was actually a pretty good battle. So yeah, 4000 XP 3 times. So I actually got, how much did I get in total for XP? So 893 base XP. So it's not too shabby. It was actually really good. So guys, pursue through with your IS3s if you've got them. If you haven't got them, recommended getting them. Going down the other line in the KV3, KV4s, down to the ST1 and the, I can't think what the other tank is, the last one, is a very hard line. Kaz did that first, and now he's on doing the IS line. He goes, oh, I should have gone ISs from the word go. It is so much easier. He says the only difference is if I went down the IS line, I would have grinded out all the equipment and guns. So when I went down the KV line, I didn't have to grind that stuff out like he did, because the KV line was the first line he went down. So he said that it would have been easier to do the KV line with all the stuff upgraded. So he says going down the IS line like I'm doing is probably the smarter thing to do. So I recommend. Unfortunately for those who've already done it, you know what it's like. It would have been a tough slog. The tanks do have a lot of weak points on the KVs. They didn't change too much on them, and they have a lot of the same weaknesses all over them all the way through. The ISs, they don't have too much in the way of frontal weaknesses like the KVs, but all in all, each tank has its weaknesses, and you just got to know how to play your tank to the best of your ability. So that's pretty well it for me, guys. IS3, pursue through it, and use it. Trust me, it's a lot of fun to play. Getting the top gun in it, like the Tiger 2, getting the top gun, it gives you those amazing battles. Now, I haven't had an ace tanker in this one yet. I think it's because there's so many people playing it, and it is very hard to get it. Like, as you can see, doing 3,500 only got me a Mastery Badge 3 in this thing, so you have to play pretty good. Now there are a lot of ISs out there. It's ridiculous how many ISs are out there. IS4, that's the one you get going down the KV line. Get the IS7 in the IS line. So yeah, I like it. I recommend it. It's another one that I'm going to keep in my garage just as a fun tank, like I've done with my IS. My IS is, well, the IS isn't too bad. The KV one is just ridiculous. It's just one of those ones where you're just like, why? What's the point? You're gonna blow everything up like a KV too. But yeah, guys, I'm really impressed with this one, and I do strongly recommend it. So if you get it, do get it. If you go down the KV line, know that it's going to be like the British heavy tank line. It is a grind, just because you could have a lot of losses like Kaz did, and be really disappointed and have to really stick to it to go through it. If you can go down the IS line, make it a bit easier for yourself, unlock the guns, the tracks and engines and whatever else before you have to go down the KV line. Just means you're going to save that little bit of hassle, and you just have to focus on grinding the XP out on the tank and have it elite from the word go, more or less. So guys, if you like this video, please like it. As I said, subscribe's there, and comments, leave your comments down below. Share your amazing battles, share some of the pictures and results that you've got of what you've achieved, whether you've got a Mastery Badge 1. It'd be nice to see if you've got something like that. Facebook page is there as well, and my email if you want to email me your replays. Please use World Tanks Replays. Very simple to use. While I'm here, I'll just go in here, and in here you get the main page, and you can have a whole heap of random people just posting stuff, and I do watch things on here very regularly. So if you just go in here, go into your page, I just go to, I haven't got any secret replays, but you just go into my replays, you click on, well, we'll go to the prop one that I did a little while back. You actually just copy the webpage link up the top for it and send it to me. I can then watch it, and I might even use it in my replays and things like that. So that's pretty well it for me, guys. I've once again love the tank. I think it's amazing. So yeah, that's it. Other news from me is 2 days until my birthday. Wow, 29. was going to try and do a bit of a birthday bash. Might still try to do that. There's a bit of an opportunity for it coming up, probably this weekend. A bit of free time. I've got one afternoon, so organise that through a week after Kaz gets back from Melbourne. Maybe we can do it as a bit of a 100-day celebration and a birthday bash celebration for me. But guys, thank you. I'm enjoying doing all these things. I hope you enjoy the information I've given you from the IS3. But outside that, enjoy your games. Happy hunting. I'll catch you on those battlefields.